Howdy, 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 folks. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. The Yinzer therapist, Mr. Ryan here, ready to do another kind of video series. Uh, maybe, just maybe, I'm lucky enough that you know that I do a mindful moment series where we really talk about promoting coping skills and talking mindfulness and kind of creating almost a mental health talk show, right? But kind of really focusing on developing that mindfulness and taking a moment to ground ourselves and check in with ourselves, right? Well, as I've been sitting here thinking, there's another little area, little domain that I think I might want to focus on and make some videos on to really help the public. And it might be something that we're a little bit more interested in and possibly could need even more. And what this is going to be called is the couples corner, right? Where I take some moments and talk about different traits of what a healthy relationship looks like, different ways and tips and exercises for couples to strengthen themselves. And I think this is going to be successful and really beneficial because from working in private practice, I've noticed that there's a lot of couples that have issues, have quirks, have things they need to work on, but with kids, they don't have the time. With work schedules, they don't have the availability, or one partner just is not sold on the idea of therapy. And unless both partners are working on it, it's not really going to work. So my hope is maybe by doing a bunch of videos in the couples corner and talking about couples things that I can really help drive some of these couples to therapy so they can really work on their stuff, but also for those couples that have partners that are therapy resistant, we might be able to have some at-home ways, some good tips and tricks, and stuff that you guys can work on your own to maybe improve things in life. So the first thing that I'm going to use for Couples Corner are these wonderful cards that I got from the Gottman Institute. I don't know if the camera is going to be reversed or not, so you can read these. But these are for love map exercises and open ended questions. So, for today's Couples Corner, we will be answering some open ended questions and some love map exercises. To help you understand what these are, I will read from the official instructions in these cards. Again, these are from the Gottman Institute. For the open ended questions, it says to truly know your partner, ask questions that deepen your understanding of them. Did you call the plumber today? Is a yes or no question that won't tell you much about your partner's world. Instead, try asking, what would your dream house be like? You'll find out something completely different. Open ended questions have stories for answers, which reveal layers of meaning that can help you understand who the heart of your partner is. And then for the love maps, this game can be played in two ways. We can take turns, draw a card, and see if you can answer the question as it relates to your partner, then switch roles, have your partner draw a card and try to answer it as it pertains to you. Alternate for 30 minutes. Or instead of taking turns, you can keep drawing cards and answering questions about your partner for 15 minutes, then switch roles for another 15 minutes. So, what we're going to do here is I'm going to base a lot of these answers off of my relationship with my wife, which should be interesting to see how well I know her and things like that. But I also want some of these questions and statements to help spawn conversation, discussions, thoughts inside your own heads. Um, I'd really like, excuse me, I'd really like you guys to comment some of your answers below. Let me know what your thoughts are, if there was any kind of light bulb moments that went off. And please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. This audience, this stuff can only continue to grow. Excuse me again. The more that you guys participate and share the love and all that good stuff. Okay. So with that said, let's start with our first open-ended question. Now here's the deck. I guess I should do it this way. Here's the deck. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna pick something random. Yeah, you guys thought I was gonna pick the first one on the top. Yeah, right. All right. Here's our first open-ended question. If you could experience being any other person for 24 hours, who would you pick and why? Oh man. If I could be anybody else for 24 hours, who would I pick and why? that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, I know it is going to reveal myself as being the hippie that I really am. But I think if I could experience, excuse me, if I could experience being anybody else, I would have to pick John Fishman from the band Fish. Uh, and the why is because he is a very unique individual. I would love to see what the world looks like from his eyes, literally. His sense of humor on stage, his troll pad, his politics, how passionate and active he is on social media. He just seems like to be a very interesting, down to earth kind of human being who has built himself a pretty decent life. So I think it would be pretty cool to experience 24 hours as John Fishman. So, what about you? Who would you pick to experience for 24 hours? Well, that was a really awesome open ended question. It's definitely got me thinking about who I'd like to spend 24 hours as. So now let's check out the love maps. Let's see what's going on with them. Let's see if we can get a good one here. Oh, who was your partner's best friend in childhood? Right? See, this is why these are good questions to try to help us figure out and see how much we really know our partner. Um, my partner's best friend in childhood. Um, oh man. Well, one was definitely her brother, right? I think her brother counts. I know her and her brother are extremely close. I'd also want to say probably her friend Ray. I know they go back a long time. Um, I feel like there's somebody from the young childhood that I'm not quite remembering that I really should. And one thing I want to point out about questions like this, right, is that depending on the kind of person you are, this is information that you may not remember. You may remember talking about it. You may remember knowing that there was somebody, but you may not be able to come up with specific names. Um, that's where we have to look at these things. And I think these questions are great is if we don't know this answer, and we should, it's important to look at why. Is it just too much information, too much storage up there, and we don't have space for it? Or is there something else going on? Is it more of an indication that we don't care or don't want to learn or don't want to remember? Right? It's all very possible. So, who is your partner's childhood friend? All right. I could sit here all day and keep pulling these cards, but I want to make sure there's content for other videos, right? Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this exercise using the Love Map open ended questions card box from the Gottman Institute. I know I'm having a blast putting them to good use. We're going to pull one more open ended and one more Love Map exercise and then wrap this up for today. And then hopefully, we're going to keep making some videos for the couples corner. There are a whole bunch of cards here, so I can definitely keep doing this. There's definitely some other aspects of couples work that I want to make sure I highlight, including the sound relationship house and things like that. So back to the card game. Okay, let's get another open-ended question here. Let's see. Let's make sure we shuffle them up. I'm gonna not just pick one from the top. Really trying to make sure this is improvise and on the spot, kind of spotting an 80, right? All right, let's see. Oh, what were the highs and lows of your adolescence? Okay. So this is, designed to help us talk about our childhoods and try to help maybe some of that uh, trauma history, right? That really does impact relationships because relationships are great, right? One ends and you take all that baggage and you walk right into the next one with it, right? I think obviously the lows of my adolescence are easily my parents divorced when I was 5. It has definitely contributed and compacted a lot of aspects of my personality and mental health. So I definitely think that would count as a low. And I would say one of the highs was definitely high school garage band days, right? I was a lead singer in a death metal band. One of my favorite songs I wrote at the time was called Kill the Baby. Uh, definitely some hardcore death metal. The first band's name was Homicidal Ideations, High, all right, abbreviated HI for high. I got that one for my stint at Western Psych. And then the second band, who we did two shows, one at AMC over there in Murraysville, and the other was at Mr. Small's right when it first opened. That band was called Tormented Eternal. And I think one of the big memories that I have from that band was being on stage at Mr. Small's, the opening act for their first ever metal fest, and I managed to stick a drumstick in my belly button. Yeah. My belly button is uniquely deep. I can stick pretty much my entire finger in it. We used to stuff change in it. We used to shoot bottle rockets out of it. So when I'm on stage with a death metal band, why not stick a drumstick in it, right? So yeah, I think that would be the highs and lows of my adolescence. What about you? What were your highs? What were your lows? Please comment and share below. All right, all right, all right. It is time to pull the final card of today's exercise here in Couples Corner, and it will be a love map exercise card. We'll make sure we shuffle the deck up again. Don't forget, while we're closing up shop here for today, that I'm hosting a mental health workshop here in less than a month called Time to Talk Trauma. Where we're going to go over all things trauma and do some coping skill demonstrations. Tickets are $10, and you'll find the link to purchase in the comments below. So please check that out. Love to see you there, especially if you're enjoying this and like the bubbly, awesome, fun personality of the Yinzer therapist, right? So, is our final thing for today. Let's pick another love map exercise. What was my partner's favorite vacation? Oh man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would say she has fond memories of going to Niagara Falls. I know she remembers vividly being on the Canadian side, which is why for our anniversary, fingers crossed, our passport cards get in here in time, and we can visit the Canadian side. I'd also want to say that going to Disney, I think, was a big deal. I'm pretty sure she made it to Disney as a kid. I might be remembering that wrong. I don't really know that much about her vacations. Huh, I think I'm gonna have to ask. I think for me as a kid, my one of my favorite vacations was going out to Gettysburg, uh, to the Civil War sites. I think that was one of my favorites. It's one of the ones I really remember. I remember going to the beach a lot, but I know as an adult I'm not a big fan of the beach. But I do remember going to the beach a couple times, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, what is your partner's favorite vacations? What is your favorite vacations, right? And sometimes, some people like hot, some people like cold, and sometimes it's taking turns, sometimes it's meeting in the middle, right? But yeah, that's a good one. What is your partner's favorite vacation? I think I'm actually gonna have to go home and ask my wife more about that one. Well, I sure hope you guys have enjoyed the first installment of Couples Corner. I think this will be another YouTube playlist that I think can have some real merit and really be able to help some people kind of figure their stuff out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please, please, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, share away. I'm really trying to build up this audience and get this good mental health stuff out there to the world. There's only so many people that are going to be able to come into this office and experience what I got going on in here in a one-on-one classic talk therapy kind of session. Uh, there's got to be a way to take this good stuff and get it out to the world and be able to help more people. I really think using a platform like this can be that way. I really, really do. But it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of luck. And I'm willing to put in the work. I just hope I get lucky. And a lot of that luck is dependent on you guys, the viewers, liking, sharing, subscribing, spreading the word, getting it out there. So thank you so much. This is the Yinzer Therapist 37, Mr. Ryan, signing off, closing up shop for today, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.